Point is.
No. When I landed my first Netflix job, it was not because I was the most talented actor in the room. I actually went to school with people way more gifted than me, but they didn't get the call. I did. And that wasn't because of some talent gap. It was because I'd already done 100 auditions and figured out something most actors never do. So today, we're breaking this down stage by stage. We're gonna look at what happens after 20, 40, 60, 80, and finally 100 auditions. I'm gonna tell you exactly how you change at each level and point out the traps that stop most actors from ever making it to the next one. So by the time we've hit that 100th audition, the one that actually books the Netflix gig, I'll show you the exact reason that one finally sticks when the 99 before it did not. 20 auditions in, you're not an actor yet. You're just a person figuring out where to put your phone, honestly. Like, your first 20 are technical failures dressed up as performance failures. The light's wrong, the audio's blown, and your eye line is 6 inches off, and the casting director is staring at the side of your head for 90 seconds. Here's the truth. Most people think those first 20 auditions are about talent. They're not. They are about infrastructure, because casting isn't judging the take itself. They're judging whether the take is even legible on their screen. They don't reject your work. They reject the poorly framed, badly lit version of your work that they can maybe sort of kind of make out. But here's a secret nobody tells you. When you have 0 credits, casting isn't deciding if you book the role. They are simply deciding if you are someone who can do the job at all. Those are 2 completely different bars. So what do 20 auditions actually teach you? 3 essential things. Number 1, your home studio is your real headshot. I don't care how good your face is. If your tape looks like you filmed it in a Honda Civic, that is the brand you are submitting. Lighting that flatters, audio that's clean, a backdrop that does not fight you, and an eyeline that's 2 inches off the lens. That's it. Number 2, stop performing your slate. Most beginners pour 90% of their energy into being charming and endearing in the slate. You got a warm smile, a wave, and then they have like 10% left for the actual scene. Flip that. The slate is just housekeeping. The scene is the audition. Working actors, they slate clean, they slate fast, and they save the work for the work. And 3, and this is a big one, specificity is wealth. General is invisible. So 20 auditions in, you stop trying to be good. You start trying to be clear. One choice made on purpose, played all the way through. That is the only thing that gets you to audition 21 with any actual data. And if you've done 5 auditions and you can't describe your essence in 1 sentence, not your headshot caption, but the actual market read of who you are on tape, you're stuck on stage 1. You don't have a talent problem. You have a clarity problem. This clarity, this specificity is exactly what I focus on in the first phase of my program. It's called the Working Actors Blueprint. It's what I call the home studio protocol and the essence engine. Because if you don't fix this by audition 20, the problem just follows you to audition 200. So fix it here. And now you're ready for 40 auditions. So you've got the gear, you've got the slate, you've got a self-tape that finally looks like a working actor's tape. So why is no one calling? Because 40 auditions in, you learn the part of this business no one wants to teach you. Silence is the answer. 90% of the tapes you send in will vanish. There's no yes, there's no no, there's no feedback, no thanks for coming, nothing. It's just a black hole. So here's your reframe. Most actors hit this and they think they're bad. They're not. They just weren't told that the actual response rate works like this. The silence isn't rejection. It's the default state of the industry. Booking is the anomaly. And listen, this is exactly the point where the talented people I went to school with started telling themselves they weren't good enough. They were still good. They just didn't know the silence was the math. It's not a verdict on their ability. The actors who break in learn what that silence actually means. I tell my clients the silence thing and they look at me like I've insulted their family. You know what I mean? Wait, are you telling me ghosting is the plan? Yes, that's the plan. Welcome. Here's what 40 auditions teach you. Number 1, your type isn't what you think it is. It's what the market tells you it is. 20 auditions in, you guessed. 40 auditions in, you have data. Which roles are casting directors actually pinning you for? That pattern is your type. Not your reel, not what your friends said. It's the roles coming in the door. Number 2, you start to read the room through the email, the subject line, the breakdown copy, the character description with the weird specific adjective in it. After 40 auditions, you can tell within 30 seconds whether a casting director writes playful and means charming or writes playful and means deranged. It's the same word, but there's 2 different auditions. That nuance is what working actors just call tone analysis. And number 3, stop chasing the perfect take and start chasing the clearest take. 3 takes, max. Pick the one that's the most you, not the most polished, and send it in and move on. Next, if you're still doing 12 takes of every self-tape at 40, you're not auditioning, you're hiding. Because what happens at 60 is what actually breaks most people. Most actors never make it past 60, and let me show you why. 60 auditions in, now the avail checks and callbacks start. You're not booking, but you're getting callbacks. You're in the room, sometimes literal, sometimes Zoom, and you're just not booking. This is a stage I call the valley of the funnel, and it is where the vast majority of actors quit. Most actors look at the callback, no booking pattern and decide they're cursed. They're not. They're just at the math part. The math of this industry is brutally simple. You audition for everything you can. A fraction of those become callbacks. A fraction of those become holds. A fraction of those become bookings. The funnel doesn't lie. 60 is the stage where the funnel starts visibly working. And most actors panic because they expected a booking, not a callback. Callbacks are the working part. The working part is being someone people want to see again. And while we're sitting in the valley together, drop in the comments what audition number you're at right now. Honestly, are you 8, 18, 68? I read every single one and I want to know who's in this with us. And I want you to hear me on this. The industry will never be a meritocracy. Not at audition 60, not at audition 600. If you're waiting for the day that talent alone tips the scale, you're going to be waiting in the valley a bit. The actors who get out of the valley are the ones who stop waiting for the meritocracy and start building the system that replaces it. Here's what 60 auditions teach you. Number 1, the redirect is the audition. When a casting director gives you a note and a callback, they are not testing your ability to take direction. They are handing you the room. That note is them telling you out loud in plain English what they need to see to give you the job. Most actors hear the note as a critique. Working actors hear it as an invitation. 2, smart work beats hard work. 60 auditions in, you cannot brute force this anymore. The actors who plateau are doing more reps. The actors who break past 60 are doing better reps. Research before the audition. We got show targeting. Who is this casting director? What have they cast recently? What's the tone of their past projects? That is invisible work, and it is the single thing that separates the next stage from this one. And 3, your reps start pitching you with data, not with hope. This is the first time your manager or agent walks into a room and says, he's right for this. And here's why, based on the last 3 callbacks. That's a different conversation. 60 auditions builds you a story that your reps can actually sell. And if your manager can't articulate your type in a sentence after 60 seconds, that's on you. Stage 3 is where you become someone easy to pitch. 80 auditions in, something weird starts happening. You start to almost book. You hear, they loved you. It came down to 2. You got pinned. You get holds. You get the call where your manager says, it was you or one other person, and that other person books it. Welcome to the trap stage. Most people see that almost booked note and think they're closer. They are. And they are about to start making the worst decision of their career. Playing it safe because they got close. The actor who almost books gets terrified of doing anything that might lose the next almost. So they shrink. They sand down the edges. They make the safest version of every choice from there on out. And that is the version of you that never books the Netflix job. The Netflix job is not booked by the safest version of you. And listen, I've been there. I had a stretch of being the second choice that almost convinced me to start auditioning like a person trying not to lose. Some of the people I went to school with who are more talented than me never recovered from that trap. Don't do it. Losing safely is the slowest way to lose. Here's what 80 auditions teach you. 1. The bold choice is the only choice that books. 80 auditions in, your craft is high enough that good is no longer differentiating. Everyone in the callback is good. The job goes to the actor making a choice no one else in the room had the guts to make. Watch this on the next callback you go on. The person who books made one specific, slightly weird, fully committed choice. 2. Relationships start compounding. You walk into the room and the casting director already knows you. They've seen you 4 times. They didn't book you, and they aren't mad at you. They are waiting for the right role for you. Working actors don't show up cold. They show up to a room that has been quietly tracking them. 3. Your career stops being one audition at a time. It becomes a trajectory. The reps you put in at 20, 40, and 60 are now in the same casting offices that are about to put you in front of streaming level decision makers. Nothing's wasted. You've been building a relationship the whole time. That's the whole game. And if you're not subscribed yet, this is what I get into every single week. Hit subscribe, tap the bell. I'd rather you be in the room with me for the next one than try to find this video again later. Okay, audition 100, the one. Here is what you finally learn after 100 auditions in your body. The audition that books you the Netflix job, and I'm telling you this from the other side of one, is not your best audition. The audition that books is not your best. It is the audition where you finally stop trying to book. Most actors think the Netflix booking is the moment where everything finally clicks, where you found the magic, where you did the perfect take. It's not. The 100th audition is the one where the 99 reps before it have already done the work. And the only thing left for you to do is show up and offer a take. You stop performing for the casting director. You stop performing for the role. You stop performing for the result. You offer a take. You sit 2 feet from the lens. You make one specific choice. You let it land and you leave. That's it. That's the moment. So here's what 100 auditions teach you. 1, you're not auditioning anymore. You're offering a take, a choice, a version of the character that only you could have brought. The frame switches. They are not deciding whether to give you the role. They are deciding whether to accept what you've already brought into the room. 2, luck is opportunity meeting preparedness. When the Netflix job came, it didn't feel like a lightning bolt. It felt like the next rep. The 99 auditions before had already built the muscle. That is what people who haven't done 100 auditions cannot see. That the booking looks like luck from the outside and looks like inevitability from the inside. 3, and this is the lesson that the whole 100 is actually teaching you, the actors who get to stage 5 are not the most talented. They are the actors who built something they own. Their home studio, their type, their relationships, their research, their system. The industry does not give you stability. You build it. And once you've built it, the bookings stop being the thing you're chasing. They become the thing you're harvesting. Every rep you do now is muscle for that moment. Remember, you can do everything right and still never get the audition if you aren't in front of the right people. So if you want to know the specific skill that finally got casting directors chasing me and opened those doors, go watch this video right here. Okay, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Mwah.